As I just said to chat, I'm not promising stellar content today. I am a bit under the weather. So if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, I apologize. But I just got back from Disney World and we caught something, like some kind of sinus infection. So it is what it is. But I'm going to do my best. A lot happened while I was gone. Obviously, with the most important of which, Asmongold got suspended. Not banned. He's saying banned. But, like, I'm not going to, like, you know, I also say banned, like, temporarily. You know, it's the same kind of thing, so whatever. Ban backs. Well, actually, this article is also saying ban. Viral reaction. On April 6th, Zach Asmongold Hoyt received a ban on Twitch that left the streaming world embroiled in another major debate over platform moderation. One of Twitch's most prominent and polarizing figures was hit with a 1-week suspension, leading to a. Why can't I highlight it? Leading to a. What is that? Okay. Yeah, okay, that's cool. You know, that's fine. Leading to a fiery response from the popular creator and a massive divide among fans. The American online star was served the suspension after making comments that many felt were distasteful and disrespectful. Here's the full breakdown of the suspension, the comments that triggered it, and Asmongold's double standard rebuttal. Why was Asmongold suspended by Twitch? Was watching the Zach Rar channel, Asmongold's secondary account on Twitch, were met with the "this channel is temporary and available" screen. The suspension, confirmed to be 7 days in duration, came after a series of what many labeled provocative comments regarding international geopolitics and cultural literacy. This is not the first time Asmongold has been banned on Twitch for his geopolitical statements. Image via Asmongold on Twitch. While Twitch typically does not comment on individual bans, the timing pointed directly to a segment where Asmongold dismissed certain global perspectives in a way that the platform safety team flagged as a violation of hateful conduct and harassment policies. We'll just skip to the remarks. Okay, wait. Let me read this. Okay. I don't give a f about the opinions of illiterate third worlders. Yeah, I'd say that's like room for a ban. That's grounds for a ban, sure. Yeah, that's kind of shitty. You can't control where you were born in the world. If you want to call it the third world, I feel like that's antiquated, but for all intents and purposes, if you were born a third worlder, this is just a statement like against you and like the uncontrollable factor of what piece of land you were popped out of your mom on. That's kind of shitty. I would say that a good company would not want people like saying these things and also representing them. And Asmongold is a face of Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the top dogs. So yeah, absolutely. Like, this is not something that you would want your company standing by. Honestly, like, I could see people getting fired for this. I don't see why not just permanently ban him, you know? People have gotten fired for less. I'm just pointing that out. All right, how did Asmongold respond to his Twitch ban? Well, we're going to watch that. So let's skip over to the video, why I got banned on Twitch. Let's take a look from the mouth itself. The disgusting, rotten mouth of Asmongold himself.
Guys, I got suspended on Twitch in the
both metaphorically and literally
middle of my Crimson Desert playthrough. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. It's going to be an entire week. I mean, geez, guys.
Right off the bat, I'm sorry. You look like a... Like, what is this look? Like, you just rolled out of bed and jumped onto the stream? Like, come on. And like, this background doesn't look particularly... I guess it's not terrible. I don't know.
I'm going to have so much free time.
Doesn't look very neat.
Well, I guess I could start by making this video, right? So, I got suspended last night on Twitch. I end my stream, and I come back from the gas station, and I get a message, and somebody says, why can't I chat in your stream? And I'm like, well, I don't know what happened. And I look, and I get a message, and it says that my account has been suspended for 7 days because of hateful conduct. So this is what I did. This is what I said.
I feel like Asmongold's gotten away with saying so much. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I said that I didn't give a about the opinions of third worlders, and then particularly in the thing that they referenced, I was referring to illiterate
Which, by the way, if you're going to take him off the platform for saying that thing, I think that at the very least, a written statement from him as like one of the top dogs on Twitch saying, I apologize for my comments, should be required to reinstate his status as a Twitch partner. You know what I mean? At least an apology. You know, even if it's bullshit, at least he's forced to do it, you know? Like, come on. This was nothing.
Herders from Afghanistan.
For those who don't know, he's already been unbanned.
Again, the way this looks out in the public is not
as of this recording.
The opinions of third worlders don't matter. Like, I don't care what some illiterate goat herder thinks in Afghanistan. It doesn't matter.
In the context...
That is racist as fuck. That's racist as fuck. I'm sorry, it is. That's incredibly racist. Why the fuck do you think that, like, a platform should stand by you after you say shit like that? It's disgusting. You're a disgusting person for saying that. And I don't care that you got your platform suspended for like, what, 4 days, was it? I don't know.
Next of those people believing AI-generated videos about Iran winning the war and nuking Israel off the map. Gentlemen, I would like to confirm that I am 100% right, and you don't either. And neither do they, because if Twitch cares about their opinions, why don't they apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch? That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Since regaining power in August 20... Yeah, like, what they do in their government, Twitch doesn't have any control over.
But everybody knows.
Wait, hold on. What is he saying here?
They apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch. That would be interesting.
That doesn't... Okay, hold on. The government having strict restrictions for women in their society does not reflect the opinions of the entire society. You were talking about the society and the people living there as a whole, and as a result of living in, like, being born on that piece of land. It's just innate. Like, you innately do not care about the opinions of somebody who comes from a country that is considered third world, and that's a shitty thing to say. It is not the same as saying that, like, it's not this, you're comparing their people to their government.
Wouldn't it? But everybody knows nobody gives a f about them. Nobody cares. I'm not sorry. I'm right. I said nothing wrong, and nothing I said was against the terms of service.
He should be banned permanently for this. Why not? Twitch suspended him for saying the thing that he said, and he's saying, I will say it again. I said nothing wrong, and I will say it again. Why the f is he unbanned? Make it make sense. Like, got a few days vacation here.
Beyond that, do you even imagine a world where somebody that says...
If he wasn't a top streamer, it would be banned? Absolutely. Twitch definitely shows favoritism toward him.
They don't care
he should have been
about
banned
what
a while
fat
ago.
American thinks about the Middle East. Can you imagine that this person ever gets suspended? Of course not.
He has some woke qualities, but he's nowhere near as woke as Francis. Francis was a socialist. This motherfucker...
Actually, he might, because didn't Hassan, he said, like, if a Middle Easterner said, I don't care what some fat American has to say, they might get banned. Sure. Hassan Piker and Vosh were both nuked off of Twitch for saying the word cracker. So I'm just pointing that out there. Oh, sorry, the C slur.
Is an American. And I think Americans are gross. Americans do not have a understanding of the world. Americifying anything is going to be bad. Americans have a very limited understanding of the universe.
And so why am I getting suspended? It's more third worldist morality logic inversion that basically...
Also, it is also shitty to say, like, if you are... It still is a little shitty to say, if you are from America, I don't give a f about your opinions. Obviously, like, if somebody were to say that to me, I would assume that they're talking about the, you know, dumbass Americans. Like me, you know, like, okay, you don't care about my opinions because I was born in the land of milk and honey, and we... Like, I'm part of the group of people who completely f***ed it, both for ourselves and for everybody else. I can understand why you'd have a bit of a sore spot. You know, it's not like I'm suffering as badly as you are. Careful, Alec, yeah. But, like, but, you know, it would be a little shitty. I can acknowledge that. Sure. Like, you should listen to people regardless of where they're from. I can get on board with that message. But, like, I'm sorry, this just isn't comparable.
Is being used to silence me for an entire week.
They're silencing me. No.
Part that I want to talk about.
Look at me right now. I'm so silenced. No.
It's because
please.
Basically Twitch has a system
I'm
where
so
they
silent.
say that your infractions or your bad actions expire within 1 year. Well, the last time I was...
I wish you were silenced. Jesus Christ.
Suspended. Well, we all remember the last time I was suspended. But that was
shut the f up pill.
I have not been suspended for over an entire year. Why does that matter? Well, it matters because they say it matters. It matters because they say that's whenever the infractions expire and your account is treated as not being in bad standing. So why is it in that case that instead of getting a warning, instead of getting a suspension, instead of getting for a day, instead of getting a suspension for 3 days...
He's so whiny about... I've never seen Hassan Piker whine like this. Hassan Piker has been suspended from the platform, and each time it happens, he puts out a statement about it, may say some shit about, you know, yeah, that's pretty shitty, especially the cracker thing, which I think he was completely not in the wrong, but that's it. Like, then he moves on. He doesn't make a 12-minute whiny ass bitchy ass complaining video about like what a silenced little boy he is. Look at me, oh, I'm so oppressed. Shut the fuck up. No, you're not.
I immediately went from that all the way to a 7-day suspension immediately. Why would this happen? What is the reason for it? I have no idea. Is it because they don't like what I'm saying?
Say the C word again. I feel like that's basically blown over. I don't think they're actually going to like get me for that. Maybe they will. Who knows? But at least my main platform is YouTube anyway.
It has to be, because it's certainly not
But
because
it's
what
not
I'm
much.
saying is against the terms of service. I looked at the terms of service. Yes, using nationality is a protected group, but I was not talking about them being disregarded because of nationality. I was talking
You
about
said third world. Okay,
them
explain.
being disregarded because of the fact that they're watching literal AI-generated videos and then believing a false narrative.
No, but you put that onto all third worlders. Okay, you literally said third worlders, which is not only one country; it's a specific group of countries that have been. Okay, like this is not comparable. I'm sorry, you're not special.
And the video's context was about, would you rather be having likes on Twitter or having your entire Navy not destroyed?
Do you think that the Iranians would rather have their entire Navy back or their memes?
Oh,
Jeez, guys, I wonder. And so anyway, this is what's happened, is that I have been suspended for an entire week.
It's just insulting. Like we bomb a school in Iran. Listen to this. Like this is after we've bombed a school there and killed like 170 children. This is
Do
the
you think that
commentary.
the Iranians would rather have their entire Navy back or their memes?
oh,
Like that's disgusting. Like people have died. We've killed innocent people over there. Countless lives have just been destroyed over this shit. Destroyed. Never to be the same. Okay, man.
Jeez, guys, I wonder. And so anyway,
I'm gonna drop something on you guys real quick. I'm gonna drop something heavy on you guys. You remember when like I had that? I call it a spiritual awakening. Like a little under a year ago, and like I was a little manic for a while. And I did this radical empathy thing, right? I still abide by that, although I do think I want to change the name to critical empathy. I can't remember who said that. I think it was on the Majority Report. Critical empathy. I like that a lot better. But anyway, I digress. I was so like hopeful for humanity for a little bit. Like I had this awakening where I'm like, oh my God, humans can be good. We can make this work if we just get along and like, like basically sing Kumbaya, but in all seriousness, like behave as though we are siblings and the earth is our planet and we just get along and do what we need to do for each other and for ourselves. I think that world is still possible. I do. But man, when I say possible, I do mean like that. You know what I mean? Like every day I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe this universe was meant for something greater than us, disgusting, fragile humans who just could not keep it together enough to persist.
this is what's happened, is that I have been suspended for an entire week.
I hope that's not the case.
And I'll play the clip for you guys, okay? And this is, by the way, there's not a 100% certainty with this, that this is the clip, but this is the thing that they quoted from, and it's the thing that they gave me an example of. And I will say also, by the way, my contacts and relationship with Twitch on an interpersonal level has been nothing but tremendous. I have great respect for the people that I've dealt with Twitch. I have no actual animosity towards those people. So just make sure that you guys understand that. Don't shoot the messenger or anything like that. It's the moderation team and the people that decided that I did something wrong. And maybe they made a mistake. Well, I know they made a mistake.
But not as boring as the fact that the only thing to drink in my house right now is water. Oh, I quit buying diet soda and beer.
But maybe they'll recognize that and I'll get an unban early. And if they didn't, I guess, well, I mean, and here's the annoying thing, right, is like, well, if Trump nukes Iran, which seems like that's getting more likely every day, then I'm going to have to go live on Kick and Rumble, right? Maybe on YouTube too. I prefer just to do Kick and Rumble.
Hold on, let me make sure I don't want to like gloss over anything crazy he says. I know they made a mistake, but
they'll
maybe
recognize that and I'll get an unban early. And if they didn't, I guess, well, I mean, and here's the annoying thing, right, is like, well, if Trump nukes Iran, which
if Trump nukes Iran and
seems like that's getting more likely every day, then I'm going to have to go live on Kick and Rumble, right? Maybe on YouTube too.
Man, if Trump nukes, guys, think about it. If Trump nukes Iran and Asmongold is suspended during that time, he's going to have to just go live on Kick and YouTube. You know, we got to talk about the real issues here. Think about that. He really is like the biggest victim here. If Trump nukes Iran and he's still banned off of Twitch.
I prefer just to do kick and rumble. It's a copyright thing, right? It's a confusing, content creator reason. But like, and then we'll continue up on.
But I went back. That was insane to say.
videos, and if something big happens, don't worry, I'll be there, and you'll have.
I'll be real. I don't know if I can watch all this. This is so bitchy.
To watch me, and it'll be all back to usual. But I would like to take at least a little bit of time, and like maybe fix a little bit of things in my life, and just relax a little bit.
You don't understand. People need to hear him say, "Yeah, based if Trump nukes Iran." Yeah, they just watched the mushroom cloud go up, and like thousands upon thousands of people just eviscerated. Right? If it's like it disappeared like that, right? And then like magnitudes more people outside of that area of effect are injured and irradiated to hell and back for generations to come, right? Asmongold sitting there watching this mushroom cloud. Yeah, that's pretty based. Yeah, guys, that's pretty based, actually. Like, yeah, they kind of had it coming. It's like Hiroshima, if you think about it.
But if something big happens,
I mean, we already did
it. I will
it.
be there, and I might make a couple of other videos in the meantime, just because I'll be bored. But going back to
it
what I was
worked the
saying,
first
is
two
that
times we
I
did
have been
it.
Suspended for this, and really, let me talk about like really how I feel about this. Do I give a f about the opinions of a bunch of third worlders in regards to what my country should do? Absolutely not.
I mean, you could literally just send this to Twitch and be like, hey, you know the guy that you banned for this exact comment that he said he didn't say anything wrong? Why is he unbanned? Make it make sense.
I do not. You shouldn't. They shouldn't give a f about what I think about their country. Because why would I take somebody's opinion that is from a shithole in these countries? And by the way,
wow.
These are shitholes.
Wow. It's not racist at all.
Many of these countries are shitholes. And don't let anybody
We could talk about why that is. I'm no like savant when it comes to why these countries are the way they are, but I would venture a guess it's not the people there's fault, okay? Usually it falls back to America or Britain, ultimately. I'm just pointing that out.
You or tell you that, oh, it's America's fault. No, it's not. The ones that America has invaded are shitholes. The ones that America hasn't.
He literally said he has said much worse things than this. I'm telling you, once this all turns back around, and it will, okay, just give it some time. Once this all turns back around, he's gone. Like, Twitch is going to boot his ass. And he's going to have nobody to turn to. At least I hope that happens. Actually, honestly, it could also be the case that Twitch just turns a blind eye. Now that I think about it, honestly, maybe they won't. Who knows anymore? But if he does get banned permanently, that would be so funny. Like, once the political apparatus shifts back around.
Invaded, or Britain hasn't invaded, they're shitholes too. They're shitholes because the people made them shitholes. And whenever I talk about...
See, there it is. Yeah, their people made them shitholes. Yeah.
Third world,
not racist though.
Third worldism. I'm not even really talking about a geography.
What's so funny is I don't even think he realizes how racist he's being right now. I don't think he understands.
Talking about an ideology, and that ideology is the idea that disrespect should be met with violence. The idea that, crime, dysfunction, discord, and chaos in society should be expected. They're part and parcel of living in a modern city, and having people,
Who has this ideology that you speak of? The leftists always talk about how we should minimize the conditions that lead to crime, like homelessness. What do you talk about again? Oh yeah, disgusting third worlders, whose opinions you don't care about. He's so for real, man.
Like, oh, well, you can't say certain things because they might offend people, or they'll make them mad.
He has some deep connections, most likely. It's called he makes them a lot of money. That's it. He makes them a lot of money. And so they're super hesitant to ban him because he makes them a ton of money. Ironically, it kind of works the same way with Hassan. Hassan makes them a ton of money, and that's why that's why Hassan can sometimes get away with saying a lot of shit that like wouldn't be aired on the news. He advocates directly against Jeff Bezos, but Jeff Bezos doesn't see that as enough of a threat to him compared to the money that Hassan makes him, so he keeps Hassan on. But also, like, it would be a super bad look just to ban Hassan for saying Jeff Bezos sucks. Like, that's also the calculation. My point being, especially with Zionism, it works the other... I think that's a better example. With Zionism, it works the other way around with Hassan. He can be anti-Zionist all he wants, and they won't ban him.
The idea that getting angry about something is a justification...
Because Jeff Bezos gets more money from Hassan than he does from... Israel.
...to break the law. This is what I'm really talking about with third worldism. Things that the Greek Senate, or the Greeks, the Romans, we figured this out in Western society, in Western culture. We've realized
he's just a white supremacist now. He's just a white supremacist. The Greeks were not white, by the way, right? Like I'm 90% sure that like the Greeks were not white. Like they don't even have a concept of whiteness back then. That I know for a fact. Like there was no white, black, brown, whatever. There were different skin colors and people recognized those. But I think our concept of whiteness today is I know for a fact it's way different than it ever was back then, ever. I think Asmon is extremely entitled. He's usually American glazer. He's the usual American glazer. Everybody is a shithole because it's their fault. It isn't the colonizer's fault. Well, yeah, you know, it's conquering, right? It's conquering. It's not colonizing, it's conquering. We're conquerors. We came in with our big boy guns and we conquered them. You don't understand the plight of the conqueror. I think I've said this before. I think in Asmongold's case, I do think that it is simply his laziness has overtaken his entire persona. I think that he found he kind of stumbled upon, like, you know, the transphobia thing and like the right-wing grift by accident, found out it fit him like a glove, and that it was super easy, probably easier now to do content like that than it is to game. He found it, he had it made, and he found an easier way to do it. He literally found the easiest job on the planet and then found an easier one, right-wing grifting. And so now, like, that's just what is happening. Like, and now he's an entitled, spoiled, lazy ass brat who can't stand when he says something bad. There are repercussions for it. You're a brat, dude. Like, this is bratty behavior. This is diva behavior. And you're not half as pretty as any diva that I know because you don't take care of yourself.
That you can't run a society whenever you have people that act this way. And it's actually a good thing to not have a bunch of crazy fent zombies on the street. It's actually...
Asmon is not a diva? No, he is a diva. Just a personality, not like being well kempt or nothing.
Good thing to have people that aren't living.
He's a diva when it comes to getting his way. You know what I mean? He's a lazy he's a brat. I think that the brat is the proper term.
On the sidewalk. It's actually a good thing to have a, you know, civilized
crazy fence zombies. Oh yeah, that's a cool thing to say.
Discussion that doesn't resort to violence whenever you hear something that makes you angry. But for some people, this is the third worldist mindset. It is the aggrandizement of the base interests, the base desires, and the lowest common denominator of mankind. And you know what? I don't like it.
Unlike me, Asmongold, who would never subject myself to such base desires. You know, I would never let my sloth and my dopamine receptors take over my entire existence, unlike these heathens.
Don't want it here, and guess what? They don't either.
I don't think I finished my thought. The sloth has, like, I like this comparison. The sloth has, like, wormed its way, like the deadly sin, sloth, wormed its way up his ass, grabbed his mouth by the hand, and just started puppeting him around. Like, he is the manifestation of sloth. If sloth were a real guy, this is it.
If Twitch thinks Afghanistan
and his politics reflect
that should be listened to, maybe they should apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch. How about that?
Tourette's? Does he have Tourette's? I always thought the eyebrow twitch thing was, like, just, I don't know.
But they won't, because they also agree with me too. I just was the one that said it, but everybody thinks
he doubled down and got let off early.
By the way, oh, I said illiterate. They have 37% literacy. Flip a coin.
Guess what that means, by the way? He made this video, got let off the hook early, and now he basically just got Pavloved into believing that this worked. You know what I mean? Pavlovian response. Positive, what is it? Positive reinforcement. Well, they tried negative reinforcement, right? By taking his Twitch channel away. But then he did this, and he got his Twitch channel back, and that's the positive reinforcement. He's a Pavlov's dog.
I'm right. So the point is that, really, they all do agree with me. Everybody agrees with me on this. And if you're a guy from Afghanistan, you're watching, I don't know, I'm sure we've got a number of them. We've got a lot of people that watch the show. Listen, man. I'm not talking about you, but you know that there's some...
Don't worry, man. You're one of the good ones. I'm not racist, by the way.
You're
watching me. You're supporting me. So you're one of the good Afghans.
Country,
you see.
They're morons of talking about them. And by the way, we have those same third worldists.
Unlike here in America, where there are no morons.
In America, being a third worlder and being a third worldist, yes, it's a geography, but it's more importantly a mindset. And these people have that mindset.
This is disgusting. Like, he's just spitting racism. The third worldist mindset. What the f are you talking about? What's the third worldist mindset? Like they're mentally structured differently than we are. That's ridiculous.
Mindset, and I don't want to have it. I don't want to deal with it.
You know what mindset I don't want going? How long did he go? Like months without brushing his teeth? Disgusting. I'm surprised they're still like solid and not just mushing around in your mouth.
It's destructive, it's reductive, and I want to have nothing to do with it. So that's really the way that I feel about this, right? You know, these people talk about the Epstein files. They have their own Epstein files. It's called the marriage records. It's called Tuesday. They have child marriage. It's legal. I don't want to.
Child marriage is also legal in the United States in a lot of places. Bad, it's bad. It should be illegal in both places. But it happens. And usually when it does, it's somebody on your side, by the way. Like 99% of the time.
Have that here. I don't want to have anything to do with that here. So all that being said, I don't want to go through and talk about that too much. What am I going to do? And just very clearly, by the way, I was very surprised by this. I was very surprised by this suspension. I thought it was going to be for like
rubs chin
20
hairs.
of the other things that I said, right? I mean, I thought it'd be for like, you know, I don't want to give them any ideas because I did submit an appeal. I submitted an appeal and, you know, I told them like, and the thing is that if they tell me you can't refer to third worlders in a derogatory context, I hate to say it, you know, I don't take off my shoes whenever I walk in my own house. Somebody else asks me to walk in their house. They tell me to take off my shoes. I do it. I'm not in my own house. I will.
Yeah, but you're sitting here right now as a representative of Twitch, which you are, saying that you believe these things. You're just not on their platform while you're doing it, you know? Like, as a healthcare professional, right? If I go out into the world and I do something that's not on company property, but it is very disruptive to the society, they can fire me for that. Of course they can. You know, like, you know, if I yell fire in a crowded theater or I vandalize something, of course they can fire me. They don't want that liability, you know? Like, they... I don't know. This is just so bitchy.
Follow Twitch's terms of service begrudgingly, and you guys will know that I absolutely do not agree with it. And these are my viewpoints, but I will follow the rules.
Silenced.
And I have always taken a good faith effort to always follow the terms
2
of
million
service.
views.
If there's a dick that we show on stream, well, it must be that day of the week. And on top of that, they've complained to me about that too, by the way. And if
you'd kill the house you visit if you took your shoes off. True.
if I do that,
yeah, who the f***'s house are you walking in? Not mine. I'll tell you that much.
I delete the VOD and I try to move past it and I apologize. I say, oops, guys, that's my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I don't actually ever intend to break the terms of service. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever put myself in a position where I...
Okay, I see what he's saying. Never mind.
I don't actually ever intend to break the terms of service. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever put myself in a position where I intentionally do something that I think would put my channel at risk?
He's saying he won't do it because, like, on the channel because, you know, he doesn't want to put his channel at risk. At least he's, like, smart enough to follow protocol like that, but at the same time, like, you're still making this video. It's still very much part of you. So I think Twitch still has a reason to keep you banned if you keep talking like this.
It's just stupid. Why would I ever do that? So the problem that I have with this is that I think that I've made it, and considering the content of my, you know, like my stream, I cover extremely edgy content. I talk about things like, you know, I talk about the most politically charged, most extreme issues on a daily basis in plain English, just, you know, as a matter of fact. And really, I think that in order to do that and not have a million bad clips that have, you know, been released.
I gotta go back a little bit, sorry.
Most extreme issues on a daily basis in plain English, just, you know, as a matter of fact. And really, I think that in order to do that and not have a million bad clips that have, you know, been released about me, there's only 500,000. There's the reality that I do try a very good amount to try to control what I say, to make sure that what I say does not break.
I don't think you do. Well, you don't want to break TOS because then you lose your Twitch and then you have to, like, scramble for another, you know, well, I don't think you would have to scramble for another job, probably, right? I'm sure he makes enough. That he wouldn't have to do that. You know, like, you want to keep your channel going is the point. So, like, you're doing just enough to make sure that your channel doesn't get taken down.
The terms of service, and I tried to
other than that, though, I don't think you're very careful about the shit that you say.
I say with a degree of, you know, like, I guess, like I'm thinking about what I'm saying, right? I'm not just, you know, going extemporaneously right off the cuff. I mean, to an extent I am, but I'm editing it in my mind to make sure that I don't say anything that would get me in trouble on Twitch. So when I said this,
yeah, exactly. So it's literally just so that I don't get in trouble on Twitch. Like, that's the only consideration that he has. He's saying the quiet part out loud. This is why I say he's not that careful with his language. This doesn't sound good.
I didn't think I said anything wrong. And by reading the TOS, I don't think the TOS says that I said anything wrong. And the reality is that if
No consideration for why people thought what he said was wrong, and he won't listen either.
you applied the reason why I got suspended to anybody applying this same type of language against Westerners, against Americans, against anybody in a developed country, you know that not only would it not be banned, it would probably be celebrated. So
Literally, like, again, they banned people for saying the C slur. Okay, they did the thing that you said that they wouldn't do. They did that. So, you know, I'm just saying.
I think this is a massive double standard. It's completely unfair. I was unfairly targeted. I'm not sorry for any of it. And I'll be waiting for Twitch's apology for unbanning me.
Should they do it? Probably. Like, if somebody said, like, those dumb Americans, I won't listen to them. Yeah, sure, fine. I don't care. Give them a suspension for a little bit, whatever. And then make them, you know, not do it again. But I don't, like, on a personal level, I don't give a fuck as much, because America has not been, like, as it stands now, it was imperialized, but the people currently living here are the imperializers. So, you know, the people here now have incredible privilege as a direct result of the imperialism that we've committed upon what we consider third world nations. And so I just don't give a fuck as much if the third world people are like, well, those Americans, you know, because, you know, we are benefiting from their struggle. So it's not unwarranted.
And if it takes them a couple of days, that's fine. If it takes them an entire week, I guess I'll have to finish Crimson Desert. But the reality is that I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I regret nothing. And according to their own rules, I also did nothing wrong. So
Same Zanity, it's cracker is the word.
all this put into context, that's pretty
Like a
much where
cheese
things
cracker
stand.
is what
That's
I
where we're
mean.
at. I'm not really stressed out about this. Honestly, I'm kind of excited. I feel like we've been in a little bit of a lull period, right? That's why I've been trying to do, like, oh, I'll do the ban appeals. I'll do, like, the Jesus game, right? And, you know, all that. And
Jesus
I'll be
game.
honest, what really spurred me to make a comment about it last night is that I saw on Reddit, people thought that I got banned for showing a horse's dick on stream. And I was like, this is the stupidest narrative. I have to correct this because it's so...
Okay, I'm bored. I'm not watching the rest of this. Yeah, Asmongold's just a whiny piece of shit. He's being so racist and he doesn't even realize it. Like, it's insane how much he does not understand how he sounds. It's like, this is just normal now, you know? Oh, yeah. Not looking good. And he was unbanned too, which, like, again... He doubled down on it, Twitch. Like, I don't understand why you would suspend him. And, like, when he doubles down, you take away the suspension early. I don't know anymore, guys. I'm already not in a good mood, but goddamn.
Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs, or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.